Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Tim.
I'm Joey. It is a beautiful October morning, right? It's absolutely gorgeous out.
The weather's finally fallen under the hundreds.
It's like 75 degrees, the door's open, and I absolutely love it right now. So, as you may have watched last week, my birthday was Friday. It was really nice. It was on Friday we had a half a day of school. So Tim brought an entire spread of food from one of the local Mexican places. Yeah. Black beans and lettuce,
vegetables,
and avocado. Like it was
pomegranate avocado, right?
And there was no meat to be found whatsoever. And you should have seen those meat eaters dig into all that food, right? They were like
everyone enjoyed it.
Right?
Super flavorful, right?
It was absolutely delicious. One of the things that was cool is I got a bunch of cards for my birthday too, right over here, and I'll do like a pan over so you can see them from my family and students and all the birthday wishes online. There were just so many of them. So thank you to everyone who wished me happy birthday. Yes, I'm 59. This is my last year of the 50s. After this, it's all like downhill, right? 60? No, not so much. No. All right. I think first I want to thank our financial supporters, PayPal and Patreon. If you've seen the show, wondered, how can I help? How can I be part of this? Well, that's how you can help. You can become a financial supporter. With our financial supporters, they allowed us, to put the show together and get the plant-based message out to everyone. There is a link below on how you can be part of that. We'd love to have you join the team, and we can definitely use your help. All right, so
today, speaking of plant-based message,
today we're going to continue on with what?
Loaded lo mein.
Loaded lo mein. We're going to continue with our 400-calorie meals. All right, how did this come up? Why are we doing lo mein?
Well, okay. Our son is on a noodle binge right now. So swimming just ended, started weight training, right?
Yes.
Loves noodles right now. And so we're like, how can we make this work for all of us as a family, not just making him one dish and us another? So
it came from that, and because he not only just likes noodles, he likes these P.F. Chang's like lo mein, right? And we literally go there, and he just gets the noodles and a few vegetables and the sauce, right?
So it got us looking like, what can we do? And it didn't take very long for us to realize like a lot of noodles is way over our calorie count right now.
So you really have to load it up. You have to put a little bit of noodles in, right? And you have to load it with non-starchy vegetables.
Yeah, but the non-starchy vegetables we chose are delicious on their own. Like we didn't even put seasoning on, and you were sauteing, and you were like, oh, this is delicious.
You know when you're sauteing the veggies together and all the colors, and you're like, oh man, I'm ready to eat this right now. You haven't even put like any of the starch in yet. You're like, I'm ready.
And then it was frustrating. We were looking at we weighed out our starch, right? The noodles.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's it. But when we incorporated it in the dish, it was an awesome amount, and you'll see. So let's take you along.
Let's jump in.
Let's jump in. Okay.
We're starting with a block of tofu. You can cut these into any shapes you want. We just like thin strips. Not too thin because we're gonna put them in the air fryer, but not cubes either. So we're using like 1/2-inch thin strips, and you can see Tim's laying them out on the pan. We're gonna pop these in a 400-degree air fryer and let them cook for a total of about 18 minutes. We're gonna cook them on one side for 9 minutes and flip them on the other side for 9 minutes. Or if you're cooking them on an air fryer basket grate thing where you don't have to flip, then a total is 18 minutes. Either way, you just want them to be brown and crispy, but don't let them burn. Next, you can see here all the vegetables Tim's cutting up. I'll go over those as we put them in. We're going to start by making our sauce. For that, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of tahini. You want to make sure you mix your tahini up so it's not all clumpy on the bottom and all you're getting is water. It's got to be mixed up really well. So when you spoon it out, you're actually getting all of the tahini. Next, we've got 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can use cocoa aminos for this too if you'd like. After that, we have 3 cloves of fresh garlic. I always like to grate my garlic because I don't like to bite into little pieces of garlic. After that, we're using 1/4 cup of water. Next, it's 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And then we're adding 1 tablespoon of white miso. And since I'm waiting for Tim to get me the other ingredients, I'm going to start mixing already. I'm just going to whisk this together till it's all combined and that miso paste gets all dissolved. Then I'm putting 1 tablespoon of maple syrup in. And finally, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. Make sure you use an oil-free hoisin sauce like Sanjay. Now it's actually time to do the mixy and get all that combined. Since I've already mixed up the miso, this won't take long at all. And then I'm just going to set my sauce aside until I'm ready for it later on. Now it's time to cook my pasta. I'm using my beautiful Dal Strong sauce pot here. And I've got 112 grams of fettuccine. That's 2 servings. It's 56 grams per serving on the box, so I'm just using 2 servings. And I'm just gonna move that around and kind of get it combined there with the water. I'm gonna cook this to the manufacturer's instructions. I think mine said it was 6 minutes. Once that's done, I'm gonna get it off the burner, strain and rinse the pasta, and then put it in a bowl of cold iced water to stop the cooking process and to stop it from sticking to each other. After about 5 minutes, I'll remove it out of the water and put it in a bowl, and it should be fine. It shouldn't clump together. Next, I'm going to start sauteing my vegetables. I've got my beautiful 12-inch Dalstrong skillet here. I absolutely love this thing. I need something big enough to handle all of this with deep sides, and this is the pan. I'm going to put a little bit of water in it because we're not using oil to saute the veggies. It's 1 medium onion, about 110 grams. After that, it's 2 large carrots cut into little sticks, or about 144 grams of carrots. Then I'm just going to get my spatula here, and I'm going to mix all this together just so it starts sauteing evenly. And I'm going to just keep sauteing that for about 5 minutes until the carrots and the onion soften. After about 5 to 8 minutes, you can see the onion is starting to turn yellow. The carrots are softened a bit. Tim is adding a little bit of water every now and then just to make sure none of this sticks or burns, because we're not using oil. And the evaporation point of water, it's much lower than the evaporation point of oil. After everything starts softening up, I'm going to throw in 1 large, or about 164 grams of bell pepper, about 100 grams of sugar snap peas, about 12 ounces of frozen broccoli that I thawed out, and then I'm going to grab my spatula again and just move this all around. This stuff needs about 5 to 7 minutes just to kind of soften up and cook. You don't want it to get too soft, so keep kind of testing it and see if it gets to the softness that you want. I like them to be a little al dente. Next, I'm going to sprinkle salt to taste. We're not salt-free because none of us have blood pressure issues. So if you are salt-free, then you can skip this step, but it really brings out the flavor of these veggies. So we're all in. Then I'm going to grab my spatula again, and again, do a little mixy-mixy. Look at these colors. Look how good this looks. Like, I'm going to enjoy this so much. These are the colors of health right here. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of scallions. I peeled about 5 scallions. Here's some of them right here, and I've saved enough to put on each of the 3 servings once they're all plated up. All right, so after about, I don't know, a few more minutes and everything's nice and soft, we're gonna make a hole right in the center here, which is what I'm doing right now. And Tim's gonna dump in the tofu that we cooked. Look how good that tofu looks. That was just like air fry for 400 degrees for 18 minutes. Does that look amazing? So he's putting all that in there, and that's a whole block. And then we're taking the sauce that we made, we're just gonna dump that right in there with the tofu. And this is kind of, other than the noodles, this is kind of the bulk of everything we're gonna be eating. So we just wanna mix all this up. Now we don't wanna be harsh, we just kind of wanna fold it around together till it all gets combined. Once that tofu and that sauce gets heated up, we're ready to throw the pasta in, mix, and eat. So, because everything else is already cooked at this point. The tofu's already been cooked. Next, we're throwing in the pasta, and oh man, does that look good. That fettuccine, oh yeah, baby. We're just gonna, again, fold this together. I don't wanna damage anything. I don't wanna be harsh or anything like that. We're just gonna fold this all around until it gets nice and combined. At this point, we just need the noodles to heat up because they were in the cold water for a while and then they were sitting in a bowl just by themselves. After we've moved it around a little bit and kind of cooked it on low just to get everything warmed up, you can see here, it is ready to plate up. Look how good that looks. Those colors, the greens, the orange, the yellows, the reds. Oh man, this is a gut microbiome fantasy right here. All right, I think I can safely say this is ready to plate up. Let's make some magic happen. All right, so Tim's just dishing out a serving right here. This whole thing makes 3 servings. So we've got 2 plates we're gonna do right now. We'll put another one in the fridge and that'll do a lunch for me probably on Monday. And he's just moving it around to get it all nice and plated up, but it is actually stacked pretty high on the plate. It is a lot of food. Next, we just topped it with some scallions, some of the scallions that we still had left over that we didn't throw in yet. And there you have it, a beautiful plate of loaded lo mein. I mean, who wouldn't want to jump into this, right? Sign me up, I'm ready to join. I also noticed that there was a little sauce left in the pan, so I'm like, all right, get it over here, pour it on top, because that's the love right there. You don't want to let any of that go to waste. All right. Let's eat. And this is just a very colorful dish. Take a look at this. Not only do you have, you know, the tofu that's cooked in the oven, so it's nice and you know, crisp, but you have the beautiful noodles. I mean, there's not a lot of them, but There's enough to really make this dish, make a presence in this dish. And then all of the beautiful vegetables there. You've got the carrot, you've got the snow peas, you've got the broccoli. I mean, and then the peppers, right? This meal is inclusive of everything that you can have. You've got your greens, right? You've got the green onions, you've got a bean, you've got your snow peas or the tofu, and your grain, which is wheat's a grain, right?
Yeah.
Wheat pasta. Now, typically, lo mein is made with egg noodles. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, lo mein noodles are egg noodles, but of course, we're not doing that. So we just use fettuccine.
All right. So a couple of our choices here. The way we make the tofu, we can't really get this at a restaurant. So our son wants to be here for dinner. He wanted a whiter noodle, so we used a fettuccine noodle. So that's why that choice.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because you can tweak this to yourself's preference or your family. So anyway, that works for us. But you're still measuring the noodles, no matter what kind of noodle it is. So.
Yeah. And the other thing is, lo mein noodles are just not flat noodles. They're more like roundish, right?
Yeah.
So we made this for him.
The other reason we wanted to show you a box noodle, in case you don't have access to an Asian market. In an Asian market, there are some fresh noodles that we get, and there's some fresh noodles that have a lot of ingredients. You really got to read your labels. Secondly, we have the machine that makes fresh pasta, but again, not everyone has that, and that's why we didn't show that today. But
yeah, we did what you could get where you are. I definitely want to thank Dahlstrong for providing us with those pots. I mean, we use those pots every day.
That pan really works well.
Oh man, that skillet. That skillet's my whole life when I'm cooking. I absolutely love it, right? And for the silverware too. I mean, Dahlstrong, they provide our knives, but all of our pans and all of our silverware is from Dahlstrong too. Yep. So
we do have a holiday giveaway coming up on that.
We'll talk about that in our next video. Yep. But there's a link in the description below on how you can get your own Dahlstrong products. Give them a chance. We absolutely love them. We couldn't do this without them. All right, we're ready to eat?
All right, so what we made, we portioned to 3, right?
Yeah, it makes 3 servings, that meal.
Yeah, so the other portion's in the fridge, but this is each other's portion, the third. It's a great amount, so.
Oh my gosh. This is so good.
Anyway, this is kid approved.
All of this because Lexx wants noodles. And every time they go to P.F. Chang's, it's $70. So we're like, okay, we're not and he's the only one who wants to go there, right? Yeah. Well, plus the tip. So I'm like, we can't go to P.F. Chang's twice a week and get $70 noodles for him for takeout.
Oh yeah, but it's so oily too. So, a lot of flavor. Remember, you can tweak the hotness with those red chili flakes.
So it's interesting that this is so flavorful without sesame oil.
Yeah.
Right?
There's not a lot of Asian recipes without stir fry without.
Oh man. You would think that
sesame oil.
If you're just putting the tofu in the oven, right, the air fryer or whatever, and not seasoning it, that it's not going to be good. But you don't need to season it. Put it in the oven for the 20 minutes or 15 minutes, let it cook, and then it's cooked. And when you dump it in here, the seasons from the dish, that takes care of it all.
Yep,
right?
Takes on the sauce.
This is delicious. Holy smoke.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think your favorite we made this before was the carrots. You like the carrots cut up this way.
I love my carrots with little sticks like this, right? To me, this is a lot of fun. But I won't do it. So Tim cut them for me because I hate cutting vegetables. If Tim's around, he cuts the vegetables.
Well, you take care of the broccoli.
The broccoli, just throw the broccoli from Costco. Now I did cut off these little stems because Costco doesn't really cut the stems off. You might want to use less red pepper on this. Red pepper chili. The flakes. Ooh.
I used half of the amount, and then this one today, I think you put the full amount. And I said, "How much did you put in?"
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not too hot to eat, but every now and then one of them gets caught in the back of your throat, and now it's burning. Right.
All right. This is delicious. I mean, again, you can tweak the type and amount of vegetables in this. So,
I can't stop eating this. All right, you know what? Let's go over to grab the papers over there. Let's go over the macros.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to put these on the screen.
Time to crunch some numbers.
The whole meal comes out to, now, keep in mind, that whole pot makes 3 servings.
Yeah.
And this is 2 of the servings, and this is a lot of food.
It is.
Right? So they're 3 nice-sized servings. Each serving is 445.3 calories, so 445 calories, right? 11 grams of fat, which probably comes from the tofu, right? And there's no trans fat. There's no cholesterol because it's all plant products. Carbohydrates, 65 grams of carbohydrates, and 11 grams of dietary fiber. So pretty good there.
I love the amount of protein.
Yeah, 445 protein. Well, protein 27 grams. Well, yeah,
I know, it's awesome.
You got to be. Here's everything we used on here. You can see that the bulk of the calories comes from two places: the tofu and the noodles. Noodles are really high in calories. You only get like when we threw those noodles in, you saw me break them in half. I wanted it to look like more noodles. When we put those noodles in, I was like, "There's no noodles here. There's not enough to make a meal." But now that we're eating it, there's so many. So you don't get a lot of pasta for the bang as far as calories. You gotta add stuff to it, right?
I know.
That's where
when you broke the noodles, I thought every Italian we know is gonna gasp.
Oh, I know. I broke those noodles and I was like, "Sorry, Grandma," but that's how you have. If they're too big, otherwise, right? Yeah. And then let me put this on the screen. You've got the macros here. We get 41% of our daily fiber. Now, that's misleading because that's based on what the average person gets. The average person is way below on fiber. So when you see something like that, that's compared to the average person. And a plant-based eater is not the average person. That's probably a tenth of the fiber that we get every day. Iron, 62% of your iron comes from this meal. That's probably from the green vegetables, right? Calcium, 64%. What do you think that's from?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
There's broccoli.
Yeah, vitamin A, 64%. Vitamin C, 155%. I bet you that's from the peppers. Red peppers have more vitamin C than oranges.
Bell peppers.
Yeah, right? And you've got folate, 35%, and potassium, 31%. So, one meal, and we're covering up at least a third of most of our requirements, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm loving incorporating some carrots. Besides the vegetable tray that we keep on hand with some hummus, we snack on that. But that's kind of, we're not always cooking with carrots unless we juice or something. So that's good.
All right, that's our video for today. Hit that like button, show us some love. Think about subscribing and becoming part of the Plant-Based Dads Network. If you click on that bell, you get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday.
Yep.
Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts on this. I love anything Asian, right?
Yep. If you need more encouragement, we do have the Facebook group.
Yep.
If you want to comment on the weight loss journey that you're having, since July, I don't know. I've been feeling good.
People are
less
saying
bloated,
that. People
losing
are saying
weight.
that, yeah,
guys,
you're looking great.
I mean, we don't even have to tell you to encourage you, I think. But anyway, if you want that group, that's available. So.
And holiday recipes coming up.
Oh.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.